Hello all, I am Dr. Sarika, Head Computer Engineering Department, AISSMS Institute of Information Technology. In this video, I am going to explain the case study of Waterfall Model. As we know, Waterfall Model is very basic model of software development. Now we'll see how exactly Waterfall Model works. The first phase of Waterfall Model is requirement. We call it as a requirement collection also. The requirement is collected from the client. Now once requirement part is over, the analysis of that requirement is done. This work is done by the project management team and design of that product get ready. Once the design part is over, that part is hand over to the implementation team, where actually developers work on the design documents, means all the features specified in design document are implemented. Now after implementation, testing starts. Here different types of black box testing as well as white box testing is performed, and we can call it this phase as completely a verification and validation phase. And then the full tested product is ready. Then final stage is deployment and maintenance. Deployment is nothing but handover or install that particular product on client site, and maintenance comes after that. So if we can see this particular model, its picture is something like a waterfall. That's why name given as a waterfall. And the important thing is that just like a waterfall model, once water comes down, there is no scope of coming back to up. So same thing is over here. Once it is coming down, means each and every phase is very much static, right? So once the work is over, that will be handover, no scope of again communicating back to that particular requirement. And actually this is the basic disadvantage of this particular waterfall model. But if we can see this particular model, it consists of all the phases or all the steps which helps to develop the software. That's why it is helpful or applicable only for the systems where the requirements are static or freezed and the size of the system should be small. Now I'm going to explain how this waterfall model will be useful for any particular application. So as a case study, here I am going to consider hospital management system. Now if we could see this particular hospital management system word, number of thought comes in our mind, right? Everybody is thinking different. But as we are thinking about a waterfall model, that requirement must be freezed at initial phase only. So here, as the first step is the requirement, so what exactly happens in a requirement phase if I am considering this hospital management? So first part is actual workflow of that hospital. It is very much clear for the development team what is the workflow of that hospital. Workflow means what? Suppose here the requirement given by that doctor as a hospital, he wants the hospital management system. But what is the nature of hospital he is having? Suppose here it's very small, that hospital is a small one, that is only one doctor is there and he is having his team, right? So in his team he want the automation between only that receptionist, the flow of receptionist and the what we can say with the doctor, means the system, web-based system they want, in that only two type of users they are expecting, that is doctor as one user and receptionist as a one user. So actually means once that particular patient visits to that particular hospital, he has to go to the receptionist, right? Receptionist through his login, he will enter all the details of that particular patient and token or that number will be given to that patient. Once his number come, he will visit to doctor observe him, then based on this particular disease or doctor's prediction, he will put fees, he will charge the fees for that, put the fees in that portal only, and he will write the prescription about for that particular client, or we can say patient. Now once it is over, that patient has to go back to the receptionist again. Then he will check that for that token number how much fees is charged by the doctor. So based on that, he will first receive that particular, collect that fees from that particular client patient. Once we pay it, automatically the print option for that prescription will get enabled, and then that receptionist will print that particular prescription and it will be hand over to the patient. Only for this two person, means this, for this process actually this hospital wants the automation. So if you can see, it's a small system now, and for this system it is not going to ask add more users, or not going it should not have any facility of what we can say register the doctor through that app or checking availability and all these options. That doctor is not demanded, only clearly only this automation they are having. So that's why actually in this situation waterfall model is appropriate over here. Now in this way complete requirement of that hospital is gathered. Okay, now next phase is analysis and design. Now complete requirement is now the in hand of the project management team, right? So now they analyze this requirement, means they are going to consider the more detail about that requirements, then whether that whatever the requirement given by the client, is it feasible or not, that feasibility testing will be done. Then finally once that requirement part is over, from here also, means from development project management side also, yes we can do such a type of a project. If it is clear to them, then they think about the represent that particular requirement into the pictorial view, just like architecture diagram, data flow diagram, then ER diagram. Here also database is there and there must be a consistent, this database should be a consistent, so ER diagram is also required. Then use case diagram, which is important for each and every product design. So in this way this analysis and design part will work on this particular system. Then in next part, implementation. So it is the software module for each feature get developed. So whatever design team is expecting that all features must get implemented in this particular implementation module, and developer work on that. Now next is the testing phase comes. So product is ready, module wise it is ready, then black box testing comes ahead, then white box testing, again validation and verification, even integration testing, performance testing, likewise all testing will be done over here, and that complete product is now ready. And finally that product goes into deployment and maintenance. So deployment and maintenance is directly hand over the product to the client or install that on their site, client site, and final, and along with that the maintenance work is there. So in this way actually by making use of waterfall model, the hospital management system, what customer required is get ready. I hope it will be clear to everyone ki how that small application will be developed by making use of this waterfall model. Thank you all. In next video I am going to explain different software development model with case studies. Thank you once again.